What was your first real experience with money?
I can absolutely tell you what mine was. Maybe your allowance or a summer job. Financial expert Sylvia Guinan is back for Mommy Monday with some tips to help keep raising your kids in a good way with good stewards of their own money. Welcome back, Sylvia. It's good to see you.
Always great to be here. Thank you.
16 years old, my mother was like, go to Sears and get a credit card.
Oh.
Established credit.
Absolutely.
She goes, and at 16, we were able to get a credit card. I got my first credit card, and she taught me this is how much you put on it, this is how you pay it off, and then I got a checkbook when I was 16 as well. My brothers had no clue. They were older than me, had no clue what to do with any of this. They went off to college, didn't even know how to write a check.
Wow.
So
that's good on your mom for
Very
that,
different,
though.
yes.
Quite a difference, though, with the kids.
We learn as we go, right?
We do. So what's your advice? What do you tell us?
You know, so I really think, listen, we all have kind of sometimes difficult relationships with money. So
Yes.
I think that at a young age, if we could start developing a good relationship, it's important. So how do we do that? Like, I think an essential way to do it is, you know, when they're little too, right, and they're getting money as gifts, to start to teach them that, you know, and sometimes they recommend having jars, but, you know, okay, so here's how we split our money. Here's your birthday gift. You know, we have 3 different jars. Maybe a portion of it goes into your savings. This is going to be for you for a longer term goal. Here's your spending money. And then maybe a jar to for a charity, for philanthropic.
Oh, that's a great idea. See, that was not a part of my. My mother was like, get out there and make some money and buy some sneakers.
No, I know, and it was hard, and I have to say, and it worked for me. You know, we were young, we had 3 kids, and you know, money wasn't necessarily always flowing.
Right.
So I would take them. I remember, you know, Fridays was my work from home day. So in the afternoon, I'd take them to the Disney store, and I would say, listen, you can go, you can hold whatever toy you want, touch it, feel it. And then, you know, if you want it, we'll come back and set up a plan how you can earn it. And we'd have a plan based on goals. So it was kind of a win-win, right? And then slowly I would talk to our kids about, and I think it's really been helpful. Now I do it with my clients and their children. Like, you know, sometimes we buy things and we think we want it and it's going to make you happy. It doesn't necessarily make you happy. That instant reward doesn't make you happy. But there is a certain satisfaction when you save, right?
100%.
And you earn.
Is it different nowadays, though? Because you're talking about when you grow up. I know when I was growing up, it was very different. Now with all this digital aids and apps, and you can order things, you don't even know you're ordering anything online. You hear these stories about kids who order stuff online and their parents don't even know about. How do you approach that?
You know, again, I think don't give them access to your accounts, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't. I think it's a mistake. You know, I don't think intentionally they do it, but they do it. And again, I think it's about earning, right? So with my kids, again, I'd always talk about earning things, right? And being mindful about your money. And I find that the boys do a lot better than the girls on the saving part. I think the girls, there's just too much makeup and jewelry and little accessories that we can buy. Where I used to almost feel guilty, but with my son, I would say, okay, you're going to put some of that money away, and he, you know, or you're going to go buy the Xbox game, and he'd say, well, no, I don't want to buy the Xbox thing because I'll be bored of it in a couple of weeks. I'd rather save it.
Oh wow.
And you know, the other thing that I had learned, and I think is a great tip too, is even with cars, right? The kids, you know, I remember my son was like, oh, you know, am I getting daddy's car in the future? And I said, no, not only are you not getting daddy's car, we're not just buying your car. But here's the good news for you, right? Whatever you save will match.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So he had done a fantastic job, right? My middle daughter didn't save quite as much, right? So I was like, okay, well, you can pretty much afford a steering wheel and tires, but we got to keep going.
But you have to teach the respect of a dollar, though, right?
Absolutely.
You do. And then, so I think it's very important, and I think sometimes matching things, and I think even with college, right, like them going away, I think so many times, you know, you don't want to sponsor a party, a 4-year party, right? You want them to have skin in the game because it's very expensive.
That's true.
So, you know, a lot of times we would say to our kids, so here's the deal, like, right? Like, you know, you're going to be in it for a portion, and we're in it for a portion. But what I've always said is, if you get A's, like I'm an investor, to me that's the best investment.
100%.
So you will owe me nothing, right? Like I will pay for your half as well. And it's really served us quite well because they really work very hard. They do not want that tuition bill.
No handouts.
And I think too, you know, you mentioned social media. There's a lot out there right now about saving. Like my kids, and you have to have earned income, but whatever you earn, you can save in a Roth. So my kids already have started saving. So I mean, I look at them and I'm like, they've done much better.
Are they involved
already.
in the market?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. I didn't even know what the market was. I thought it was a supermarket. Sylvia, how do we get in touch with you?
So you can reach me at sylviaguinan.com.
Okay.
And be happy to connect. Have lots of people that reach out, and I love to always put tips on there and events that we're hosting.
A woman talking from experience. Thank you so much, Sylvia. It was good to see you.
Always great to see you.
All right, you can find an extended conversation with Sylvia on Nicole's podcast, Mommyhood Unscripted. She talks to experts about challenges and finds out how parents can get through each day. You can find her everywhere you get your podcasts.